was noon in Albuquerque. It was the first bank on the north. They came right in from nowhere to get their money's worth. It was the Barrister Bad Brothers, Bad News Brothers all. They made a living out of dying and running at the call of midnight riders, hooves of hell. No good nighters, weary on the trail. Desperados running down to Mexico. Horses pounding bags full of gold. The sheriff was a lawman. He was known the countrywide. Brought in many a bandit, rode many a hard ride. He knew the game depended on how those brothers rode. Would they kill their horses flying south with such a load? Wasteland terror, banshee wail, the sound of hooves on a midnight trail. Desperados pounding down to Mexico. Hopeless robbers, nowhere left to go. Near Alamogordo, the plains were high and windy, almost to Mexico. That Albuquerque sheriff caught those brothers on the run. They never spent that money, they paid for what they'd done. Midnight riders, hooves of hell, no good nighters, weary on the trail. Desperados running down to Mexico. Horses pounding bags full of gold. Horses pounding bags full of gold. So, little cowboy song. The next one's a pretty new song. The last one was a really old song, just hadn't played it much. This next one's really brand new, sort of. Well, a couple years, I guess. Like I said, it's hard to keep track. And so it's called Always in the Way. If I'm missing on the beat, if my callous hands are cold, if I'm starting to repeat and my lines are getting old, you don't need to walk away just because the road is clear. Come back and have your say. You can't get away from here anyway. We are always in the way in everything we do. Always in the way, on the way to who knows who. Who knows why or who knows when? Surely it must come again. We'll never go astray, 'cause we're always in the way. While you waited for the fall, I walked in your back door. You never thought to call to ask what I came for. The reasons are not clear, they never came to light, but you should never fear. What you know is always right anyway. We are always in the way in everything we do. Always in the way, on the way to who knows who. Who knows why or who knows when? Surely it must come again. We'll never go astray, 'cause we're always in the way. When you wander in the wood, find the path that leads you home. You know you always should forsake your chaperone. When you set out on the way, just remember what to do. Pick an instrument to play, it's a song you always knew anyway. We are always in the way in everything we do. Always in the way, on the way to who knows who. Who knows why or who knows when? Surely it must come again. We'll never go astray, 'cause we're always in the way. We'll never go astray, 'cause we're always in the way. So, always in the way. I guess there's a double, triple meaning to that, isn't there? Anyway, next song is just an old folk song, which I've always loved to do. And it's called Jackaroo. There was a wealthy merchant in London, he did dwell. He had a beautiful daughter, the truth to you I'll tell. Oh, the truth to you I'll tell. She had sweethearts aplenty and men of high degree. None but Jack the Sailor, her darling ever could be. Oh, her darling. darling girl behind. Oh, his darling girl behind. Down to a tailor's shop and dressed in men's array, she climbed aboard a vessel to convey herself away. Oh, to convey herself away. Before you step on board, sir, your name I'd like to know. She smiled all in her countenance. They call me Jack-a-Roe. Oh, they call me Jack-a-Roe. I see your waist is slender, your fingers they are small, your cheeks too red and rosy to face the cannonball. To face the cannonball. I know my waist is slender, my fingers they are small, but it would not make me tremble to see 10,000 fall. Oh, to see 10,000 fall. The war soon being over, she went and looked around. Among the dead and wounded, her darling boy she found. Oh, her darling boy she found. She picked him up onto her arms and carried him to the town. She sent for a physician who quickly healed his wounds. Oh, who quickly healed his wounds. This couple, they got married, so well they did agree. This couple, they got married, so why not you and me? You and me. Oh, why not you and me? Oh, why not you and me? Okay, well that song is an old song. Now this next one is based on an old story. So a lot of old stuff going on here. A lot of folks will not have heard this next song. It's called Listen Easy. Is that right? Something like that. You Listen Easy. That's right. You Listen Easy. You got to know the names of your songs. Well, you don't have to, but I guess it helps. Anyway, You Listen Easy. Penelope, please pass the pumpernickel and pray for an end to this eternal rain. The king is calling me, I'm leaving here tomorrow. You may never see my face again. If you can't win the war, by beating on your armor. Sometimes you have to try some subterfuge. Nobody believed that this would be easy. When you tell a lie, it's better when it's huge. Plan me a funeral and hold it in the parlor. Ask all my friends if they really care. Tell them they can come and dance at my wedding. Everyone I know should be waiting for me there. That train no longer stops at the station. The engineer learned long, long ago that no one cares about their destination. They'd really rather never have the need to know. It's a little hard to see the moment of creation. You listen easy, you can hear the big bang blow. Maybe I'm not listening for the laughter. I am never sure of everything they say. I think I know what everyone is after, but a betting man would bet they'll never see that day. Innocent folk are pleading with the guilty, asking them for help cause they wanna climb down from the pedestal they raised to get a better look, so they can find a way to get out of this town. The king of time is looking at his stopwatch, waiting for the brake man to wave the double E. He's got a little bottle hid in his bandana. It's mighty thirsty work to build eternity. And that train no longer stops at the station. The engineer learned long, long ago that no one cares about their destination. They'd really rather never have the need to know. It's hard to see the tracks that lead to desolation. You listen easy, you can hear that whistle blow. I got no use for prayers and meditation. They never meant a thing, Pepto-Bismol for the soul. They don't give the sinner any explanation. No one understands until they fall into the hole. The pale witch throws her runes into the circle, reads the future clear but denies what she sees. She stirs an empty pot and pours herself a tall one. She pours another glass and offers it to me. A ship of fools is lying in the harbor. Her mast is broken down and her sails are in shreds. With one eye on escape and one eye on each other, the sailors man the pumps while the sky turns red. That train no longer stops at the station. The engineer learned long, long ago that no one cares about their destination. They'd really rather never have the need to know. It's hard to see the angels lost in meditation. You listen easy, you can hear them down below. Up in knots so I can make it through this. Penny's waiting for me all the time I've been away. I heard her calling far across the ocean. In the morning I'll be sailing home to Sewell Bay. And that train no longer stops at the station. The engineer learned long, long ago that no one cares about their destination. They'd really rather never have the need to know. It feels a little odd to see the moment of creation. You listen easy, you can hear that big bang blow. You listen easy, you can hear that big bang blow. She moves to him like water, they hope to intertwine, dance with the river's daughter and drink the good God's wine. But the feeling ever lingers on that there's just not much time. Well, maybe there is. He makes a small commitment with his heart inside his head, but nothing has been written and he's living in the red. His dealings are so shaky and he wants her love so bad. Well, maybe he has. All of heaven's pouring, all of heaven's song into the fires of bodies that have waited much too long. For a moment, any moment that would mean anything to the dancers and the poets who always wait for spring. Always, always. In fuzzy aberrations, they clasp and turn away. It's just not in their faces, at least that's what they say. They want a sign of sureness, or else they'll walk away. Well, maybe they have. But love is just a moment, and fire is never still. They can't forget the torment that hangs behind the thrill. So sad that grown-ups know this, can't forget the bitter pill. Well, maybe they will. And all of heaven's pouring, all of heaven's song into the fires of bodies that have waited much too long. For a moment, any moment that would mean anything to the dancers and the poets who always wait for spring. Always, 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 always. Late July, it can get so hot in southern Tennessee. Oftentimes you'd rather not be where you got to be. You can sweat in a room with a ceiling fan, or you can sit and drink a brew. Put off forever or as long as you can, doing what you got to do. Julie was a queen in a small town. Sam thought he was a king. He thought their love was the kind you find when you listen to angels sing. He never took her out, they just stayed home. Sam was afraid what men might do. Julie still looked fine and she thought it was wrong, doing what she had to do. Only thing wrong in this tableau was the thing that always is. 'Cause after a while Julie got her a beau, then Sam got wind of this. It's hard to believe what a jealous heart can lead a man to do. There's no reprieve when you finally start doing what you got to do. Sam bought a gun 'cause he was mad as hell. He bought himself a bottle of wine. He drove his car to the cheap motel where Julie was having a time. He sat outside and he went insane. Sam thought, I am a fool. I won't hurt or feel this pain. I better do what I got to do. There's no escape from the way things are. That's just a natural fact. If you walk in with hate in your heart, don't plan on walking back. If your love is the kind where angels sing, well, angels never sing the blues. How can a man destroy the thing that makes him do what he has to do? Sam just stared at the motel door. He had never felt so alone. Then he sort of forgot what he had come there for. He just drove himself back home. In late July, it can get so hot in the state of Tennessee that oftentimes you'd rather not be where you got to be. Now you can cry in a room with a ceiling fan, or you can sit and drink a brew. You can put off forever or as long as you can, doing what you got to do. Well, is it the state of Tennessee or southern Tennessee? Who knows? So many times the wind's so strong, like a backbuster been busting too long. Wants to carry his thoughts away, wait somewhere for a better day. And surely, surely we all know that it's purely just as pure as the driven snow. And those pearly, pearly gates are gonna free me just as early as the sun falls to the sea. Hard-pressed long travels to see some light. Been bitch timing just about all night. And God knows everything. Old Gabe's got to let his horn ring and sing. And surely, surely we all know that it's purely just as pure as the driven snow. And those pearly, pearly gates are gonna free me just as early as the sun falls to the sea. the meat. Perfection will get you the kingdom come. If it came, most of us would run. And we're balanced to hold the party line, but we're callous, we want another time to face it and let it go alone, singing that eternal song. And it's hoping we all know, while we're groping our way right down the road. It's midnight, darker here than hell, but it's alright and changing, I can tell. Yes, it's alright and changing, I can tell. I said it's alright and changing, I can tell. I'd like to finish up here today with a song that is that is decidedly not mine, although like any songwriter, you really wish you had written something just as nearly as good as this. It's a tribute. I'll say this. John Prine did not explode onto the music scene all those decades ago. The way I remember it, and I think it just seems like this is the way most people probably remember it, it was more like John Prine just opened the front door and came into the living room there and said, "Hey, how y'all doing?" And everybody said, "Hi, John." And then he sang these songs. It seemed like we'd always known all of them somehow. So it's just such a remarkable talent. COVID-19 has taken and undoubtedly will take many more of the best and the brightest among us. Something this big and this widespread, it's hard to avoid that. But it does feel, I'm sure you agree, that when it took John Prine, it affected a lot of people in ways that maybe they didn't even know that it was going to. He was just that kind of person. He wrote those songs, like I said, that just seemed like you'd always heard them. They just came from somewhere. They weren't forced. People who call ourselves songwriters, we'll sit there and work on a song till we think we got it right or improve it. Maybe we hear something like a line or a chord structure, whatever, and we play it and we think, oh, that might be a song. So you work on it. But it always felt like John Prine songs just kind of came out whole cloth. Venus on the half shell, rising up out of the waves, and there they were. Like he'd called them down from wherever you call these songs from. So we all have special John Prine songs. All of them mean so much to us. I've got many. This is one that I really, really do like. It's always meant a lot to me. So I'll sing it for you. 1, 2, 3. When I was a child, my family would travel down to western Kentucky to the place I was born. There's a backwards old town so often remembered, so many times that my memories are worn. So Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where paradise lay. I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train done hauled it away. Sometimes we would travel right down the Green River to an abandoned old prison down by Adrian Mill, where the air smelled like snakes and we'd shoot with our pistols, but empty pop bottles was all we would kill. So Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where paradise lay? I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train done hauled it away. Then the coal company came with the world's largest shovel, and they tortured the timber and they stripped all the land. They dug for their coal till the land was forsaken, and they chalked it all up to the progress of man. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where paradise lay? I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train done hauled it away. When I die, let my ashes float down the Green River, let my soul roll on up to the Rochester Dam. I'll be halfway to heaven with paradise waiting, 5 miles away from wherever I am. And Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where paradise lay? I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train done hauled it away. Thank you, John. Thank you so much, Mr. Prine. So that concludes today's sheltering in place, socially distant little concert by yours truly, Chuck Puckett. So glad to have had you join me here on this. Well, it took a couple of days to put all this together, but let's pretend it's all in one sitting. As always, I had some people helping me here off camera. There was on lead guitar, as I believe you'll probably guess, Chuck Puckett, that's right. And on the bass guitar on a couple of songs, Chuck Puckett, he did that as well. And then helping out with some vocals, Chuck Puckett. So thank you all, Chucks. Y'all were adequate, more than adequate. Once again, let's thank everybody that's keeping us living and keeping us safe now. And let's all stay safe. Stay home. Stay apart. It'll all pass one day. When it does, we'll all get back together. Have a great big hug. Until then,